I'm sure it will be like that. I'm sure, because remember when you're growing up, what influences? In fact, let me say, our role models when we're growing up, they are our fathers and the mothers. Those are the first role models
Closest,
you get. You are here with them.
Closest to relate to, yeah.
You understand? So imagine, okay, fine, each and every time when I was growing up, and I was like, oh, so one day I'll grow up to be like my father. You know, and I loved his quietness, and I loved his peace. It's what I still maintain even up today, to say there are things that he taught me. But I'm also thinking, Uti, if my mother wasn't there,
Sure.
maybe there wouldn't be Christianity.
Yeah.
I mean, going on.
Yeah.
Because now he was. I wouldn't say there was dictatorship in his I mean leadership role, but he just wanted to preserve maybe the kind of religion, the way where he was coming from, and
Sure,
what he with us,
Yeah.
because we are coming from his loins. Remember, we are sons,
Descendants of him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he wanted, I mean, that thing to to continue just like that. So yes, he had a major thing, but I think my mom now would capitalize on the part where he's now maybe going to drink his beer. He's not at home, and he'll come back maybe around 7, 8 at night. I mean at night. So during the day he's not at home. So who know Uti Sambile Sontwen?
Yeah.
No one would know Uti we went to church. So just go to church, come back, and everything. So she would do that, and then I realized Uti. Besides them culturing us, the church did also a major. So it was the major role from home, and then another major role that was played by the church.
Sure.
Right? Which then brought me to be the man that you're talking about, and you're talking about the Christian me, a believer. It was, I think my mom then, okay, fine. Then I still remember of a time, then my father came and said, okay, I realize, Uti, this is what you want.
Yeah. Okay.
The church thing. I will not stop you. Do whatever you feel like it's good for you. Then he opened that door for us later. But I'm talking of years and years. Now I'm grown up.
Yeah.
And I can actually take my own decisions. But I was happy to hear him as a father coming to say, okay, I'm allowing you. Because we had a lot of restrictions in terms of food. We couldn't even eat pork.
Pork, yeah.
We couldn't eat, I mean, there was a lot of, stuff that he didn't. And then, there is what we call halal, where the meat that you are eating, it should have been done by the Muslims, and
prepared in a Muslim way.
Exactly. So
Sure.
we had that kind of a thing, dressing at home. How do you dress? But over and above all, it was the part where culture was the main thing. Kuyahlonishwa abantu abadala, kuyahlonishwa abantwana. Respect the kids, respect the adults, respect everyone, because you don't know who's gonna help you in the future. He had that thing, and I'm happy because the two of them, my father wasn't that kind of a person who talks too much, but whenever he said something, you would feel it.
Sure.
And then my mom played the major role now in everything, because she was the one who would bring us
Closer.
together and say, no, your father doesn't like this. Your father doesn't like this. No, your father, if he sees you doing this, it's going to be bad. But so whosoever who was now giving us information more about the father was now a mother.
The mother, sure.
You understand? So I feel like she played a major role now in bringing us to the knowledge of who our father was, and the people that we then became, even in our society.
Sure.
You see? So with that, it worked beautiful.
So what I'm taking from you now is that it's very important to grow up in a family
Yes.
or in a home
Yes.
where there's both the mother and the father.
Very true.
Because the father the father mentions the rules, or rather gives out the instructions.
Yes.
And then the mother then instills the instructions, and over time sort of like monitors that the vision is going according to plan.
I love you just like picked the word that I wanted to use, the vision.
Sure.
And then you just said it. I want you to see something. I think when God was creating man,
Sure.
the part that we then call man, or we need to understand, Uguti, there is a vision there. That was actually, from when we are born, we are growing, we are boys, we are growing. There is what we call a transition from being boys to men,
Sure.
and also from being a man to a father.
Sure.
But during all that, process, you are born with a vision. You then choose to drop it or to carry
Or
it
to
on.
pick it up, yeah. Sure.
It's your choice. And remember, what I'm talking about right now is what he was planting in us
As your father.
as our father. He's there, but maybe during that time you're like, this Madala man, why is he bothering us?
So many rules, man.
Yeah. And some of them you would actually break them deliberately, like he would do whatever he wants. And then he comes back, hey. And remember, my father would just pour his anger to our mom.
Nice.
And then the dealings will come from our mom. Because my mom would just come and say, oh, okay, fine. So you love seeing him angry at me.
Yeah.
Then you know there was we had our orchard at home,
Yeah.
and then there was a mulberry tree. That was home. So it grows these good whips.
Yeah.
So you should just get one, and then
Back in Limpopo, they call it the Shambok tree.
yeah, imagine that, man. And then she would tell you, she wouldn't even chase you. She would like, okay, fine, I need to see you in your room.
Oh, in your office.
Yes. And then you just know what go be namhlanje. It's bad today.
Yeah.
And if you run away,
You're lalanga matumbu because the backside.
if you run away, make sure when you come back there is no pap. And you love pap like if you don't eat it, yeah, man, it's actually death to you.
Sure.
You love pap, and you're thinking, hey, also I'd rather get the whips, and then eat.
And then
pap. That was the thing.
Yeah.
So we got punished, and the person who was actually doing all of that was our mom on behalf
of the father.
So my father would just come and maybe walk in a space. He had a workshop. What I'm doing right now, maybe carpentry as a hustling, it is because of him, right? So he would just come.
Major influence, eh?
Yeah.
Sure.
So he would just walk into his workshop and remember, he didn't want us out there doing nothing.
Yeah.
For as long as there is nothing that you're doing out there, stay at home. Do
something.
gardening.
Yeah.
You find something to do at home. And I didn't understand what he was saying during that time. Up until one day he said, son, imagine, okay, each and every time I get here, I don't find you. I get here, I don't find you. And someone comes and say, your son did A, B, C, D out there. How will I say no? But imagine now I'm getting here, I get you, I'm seeing you in the garden. They come and say, you stole what? I'm like, what time are you talking about? Because when I got here, he was in the garden.
Sure.
When I got here, he was in the workshop. So I then picked it later that this old man is actually protecting us from what is... Because 90% of the things that were happening out there...
Let's talk about interpretation. The fact that we don't understand why things are happening the way they do. But later when we do, we realize how that was protection for us.
Men, we suffer what we call peer pressure.
Sure.
Friends. I think if you were to be given a chance now to go back into your childhood, there are certain friends that you drop.
Sure.
There are certain things that you wouldn't want to do. There are certain connections that you don't want to even think about. and people that you met along the way that you just sit and say, that day I just wished I had stayed home.
Yeah. Sure.
Because with what I am saying, things were happening where I grew up. We would just go swim in those rivers and dams, and then people are dying there. Friends are dying there. And then my father's like, okay, I heard Uti, there is someone who drowned there. Were you not there? And you are thinking, I was there.
Sure.
And then you are sitting there, no, I didn't go. He said, you see what I always tell you about? No, we heard Uzmangmang stole something and then they are taken by police. Did you hear about that? And when you think, because during that time it's like fun, adventure, you trying to, there is an issue that then happened during that time, because it was like a bushy kind of a place.
Sure.
So we would love to go like out in the bushes there,
in the wilderness,
mountains, looking for wild fruits and all that stuff. So with
and it's the adventure of being a boy. It's
exactly.
Yeah, you are a manufacturer. You are creative.
Man,
yeah.
It was so beautiful, because I'm talking of a mountainous, place. You get there, you are on top of them. You were seeing everything, the view you were seeing. It was beautiful. We loved it. So we'd go farm a bit close to power.
Bloody summer return, protect my energy from your bad aura. Now my pastor say I be my healer, everything I desire. I go receive my rhythm, flow like a river. If you get your back, come on, go and sit down. I go just para, come on my jigger. I go just stay, follow my dreams.